And we are coming off the heels of UFC on ABC2. Back to network TV. We have Marvin Vettori, the Italian Dream, meathead himself, versus the Trailblazer, called Big Mouth, Kevin Holland. And this one kind of went very similar to what Kevin Holland did in his last main event against Derek Brunson. What'd you see?
Yeah, Holland getting wrestle-fucked for 5 rounds.
That's about right. That's about right.
He kept his mouth shut.
He kept his mouth shut.
No,
a
he
few
was
times.
talking shit. He's like, oh, you just want to wrestle, huh? You just want to wrestle. That's all you want to do is wrestle, huh?
Yeah, how's that working out for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's the style that's going to beat Holland. They respect him so much on the feet. And just like in the Brunson fight, in this one, he rocked Vettori a few times. It's like, just keep your hand, like, let him go.
Yeah.
Because you're rocking these dudes, you know?
Well, he is a little bit undersized for the division, for sure. I mean, everyone's talking about he should go down the welter.
Yeah, he hits fucking hard.
He hits hard as
He
hell.
hits like a middleweight.
But if they get through that power, they can absorb. They're a little bit bigger. They can absorb that power. Because Vettori probably could fight at 205 if he really wanted to, right?
But I feel like he's kind of like he has that Sugar Sean thing. Like, he hits him and he thinks it's going to drop him, and it doesn't. And then he slows back, and then they put the pressure on.
Yeah, not only that, too. I was thinking about this, especially on the car ride over here. Like, what has he fought 7 times in the last 9 months?
Oh,
10
yeah.
months, something like that.
He fought, what, 4 or 5 times in 2020 alone?
Like, so if I did 2 and then 2 in 2021
so
already.
6.
7, 5 in 2022
Oh, that's right.
this year.
Souza, Brunson.
Yeah, he was 5-0 in 2020, and now he's 0-2 in 2021.
7,
That's 7 fights in like 10 months, right? Tops time frame. He's probably worn to shit. He's probably beat up. Like, maybe he feels good, like he's in good shape, but like that's a lot of.
I don't know if he feels anything like I
do.
do after hard rolls, fucking 4 times a week. I'm fucking.
And then not only on top of that, he's constantly in fight camp. What new skills is he picking up? Like, he's not just going back to the drawing board. He's not. How could you work on your wrestling from Derek Brunson in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it was from the last fight? You're just basically staying in fight shape, going over some things, a little bit of game planning and stuff like that. But you're just you're not really resetting and going back to the drawing board. And I think he needs to take some time away.
Yeah, they had that funny meme saying ship him to Dagestan for 9 months.
Yeah, I mean, I think no matter where he goes, whether it's Dagestan, whether anywhere, he should just sit on the sideline for about 6 months. And just kind of just regroup, retool. If he wants to move to 170, cool. I don't think that's a really necessary thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's fell too far in that division. There's not a lot of people chomping at the bit for that title shot.
He's going against the top 7 guys.
Yeah.
He's going there, and he's losing. I mean, yeah, they're clear decisions, but he doesn't look outclassed. He's not a good wrestler as Brunson or Vettori. That's what we found out. I went with Holland on my pick in here because I kind of thought he'd be able to bait the meathead. We all know Marvin Vettori's kind of weird. Like that weird face he was making in the weigh-in or the stare-off. You see that? The bulldog picture. So I thought his mouth would get Vettori to put himself in some bad positions, but Vettori fought a smart fight, kept him down. It was not fun to watch, but I mean, he clearly won the fight. There's no debate.
All 5 rounds with ease.
I will trust me if there's a chance for me to pick apart a judge's decision, I'm all in on that.
Oh, there will be later.
Yeah, there will be later, and it actually came to my benefit, but.
And not to mine. God damn it.
Yeah, but there was clearly Vettori here. So going forward, Vettori called out the style bender himself. I don't think he's really earned that.
No, he needs another win. I think he fights Costa.
And you were talking to me about that before. I like that fight a lot. I think it's a good matchup, similar body type, similar kind of demeanors, a little bit more striking on Costa's side. Vettori can back it up with the grappling. Which side is going to come up?
I mean, it's going to be a perfect date. You got Costa that likes his wine, Vettori that likes his pasta. Right. Let's get them together. Let's make it happen.
And I think Costa beats his ass.
Really?
Yeah.
I think fucking Vettori wins that fight.
No, I think
you see Costa on his back.
No, I know. Yoel Romero couldn't get Costa on his back.
Did he try that much, though?
He tried to come in and got knocked in the fucking face every time he did. I don't think Vittori's not going to be able to manhandle Costa like he manhandled Holland here. He's bigger, he's stronger, so it's going to be more of a fight to get him down. So if you miss a couple of those takedowns, you know how tiring it is when you shoot a takedown, you don't get it.
I think it's a good fight, though.
Yeah, no, I'm all in on that fight.
It's going to be a nice brawl.
For sure, I'm all in on that fight. As far as Holland goes, again, go back to the drawing board for a little bit, sit out for a while, and kind of let the middleweight division shake out a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Whittaker and Gastelum we'll talk about coming up. I don't know who Stylebender fights.
Yeah. If Holland's Jones in the talk shit, he wants to run his big mouth, he can get on Twitch with us.
Yeah, there we go.
Get on, play with us on UFC 4, Holland. Come on, trailblaze it up.
Yeah, Marvin Vettori, you're out kicking your coverage a little bit. The only thing I thought of really watching this fight was, one, Holland needs to work on wrestling, but 2, I'm like, Darren Till would have whooped his ass. That's what I was thinking during this fight. Like, Darren Till whoops Marvin Vettori's ass.
Oh, yeah.
That's why. So
he puts him on his ass.
You don't earn a title shot doing something like that.
Yeah.
So, so give him Costa. I like that. And Holland, sit back for a while. Yeah. I mean, you just made all that money in this last 10 months. Spend some of it.
Yeah. Have a good time.
Yeah.
All right, the co-main. This was a good fight.
Very good fight. It was Arnold Allen versus Super Sadiq Youssef, featherweights, right? 145.
Featherweights, 145. Two great prospects,
Yeah,
I think, facing each other a little too soon.
That's what I'll say. Very rare you see two guys at this point in their career coming up. Easy to cheer for Sadiq Youssef after what he's gone through in the last couple of years, like losing like 2 brothers in the last year and a half or something like that, something crazy like that. Coming back, rebuilding himself. And Arnold Allen just won 9 in a row now with this fight. He's up and comer. Kind of gets disrespected, doesn't get the love that he wants, and he kind of showed the power that he has at 145.
Well, it's interesting to see too, like the athletes coming out of Nigeria and the UK. They're kind of starting to take the sport by storm.
And did you see? Arnold Allen takes this by decision, which was a close fight. I can kind of debate it. I don't think it was a robbery on his part, but I can pick it apart.
I think Arnold, he wins the fight because he has the biggest oh shit moments. Like he has Youssef rocked a few times in round 1,
Youssef
2.
got back to his feet.
He did
end the fight, and then he probably outstruck him the rest of the way.
Yeah,
Youssef is almost triple.
Yeah, he's tripling the strikes. He's more active.
Allen dropped him twice pretty hard. Youssef weathers the storm and get back up, and then he outstrikes him the rest of the way. Allen had some good grappling points too, like a couple takedowns there, and also had him press against the cage. And anytime Youssef would get Allen pressing there, he's able to reverse it. Yeah. Again, I'm not saying this was any kind of robbery or any way, but I just would have probably scored this fight.
It's a classic of what do you see, right? Do you look at damage or do you look at volume?
Right.
And I mean, it's like I'm not mad either way.
The way I would see it, if you had, if Arnold Allen had put Youssef in a guillotine and he got out of that guillotine and then outstruck the rest of the round, who would you get that fight to? That round, I should say. So it's like
I would say you
thing.
give it to Youssef.
So basically that
close submission.
Yeah, that knockdown strike is near to a finishing sequence, right? But it didn't finish. Just like a submission attempt. I'm trying to finish the fight. So I equate those the same thing. But again, I'm not going to totally say it. I'll save my judge hate for later. But there's plenty of it to go around. But Allen, good fight. And you know what kind of swayed me over from being so hardcore on this? Did you see the little exchange they had afterwards?
No.
Sadiq Youssef told him, he goes, I think you got this one. I think you got 1, 2, I got 3. So
Youssef got 3.
They're talking at each other, and I was like, yeah, it's close. Yeah. So they're both kind of going back and forth. So like, okay, if he's not that mad about the decision, I'm not going to be that mad about it, you know?
All right. Well, what's next for Arnold Allen? Who you see him fight?
Featherweight. There's plenty.
He's number 10, so he's give him a fucking top 5.
Yeah, man, that's a tough round.
Is he featherweight?
Yeah,
he's number 11.
So we got a lot of these guys in a fight. I think Josh Emmett's coming back soon.
Yeah. What about Calvin Kattar?
He's still fucking having trouble.
Oh yeah.
He's still going through concussions and headaches and shit from that fucking Max Holloway beating. That's why he said his corner shit through in that towel.
And what's going on with Zabit and Yair?
Zabit, he's just busy coaching people in Bellator. I see him all the time over there with Magomed and all that.
Yeah.
Yair's suspended.
Okay, and you got Ige versus Jung.
Yeah, you got and then
Kattar's hurt.
Burgos is fighting. Who is it? Bryce Mitchell. Bryce.
No, Shane Burgos is fighting
Barbosa. That's gonna be a good one. Yeah. Either maybe give him Evela, which is kind of bad.
Nah, what?
Him. But the only one above there, I think Emmett's coming back soon.
Fuck it.
No. No way. They're not going to give. I don't think Max is fighting.
Holloway's going to fight
the winner of Ortega and that. Yeah. But if Zabit's ready to go, I'd give him a shot at Zabit. Kattar's a good call too. But again, he's still having head problems.
Or shit, like Stevens and fucking what's his face? We just talked about it. And Drakkar is this weekend. If Stevens wins, give him Stevens.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But Stevens fighting lightweight. That's the problem with that.
I would like to see Josh Emmett if he's healthy.
Yeah.
He's been out for a while after the Burgos fight. Yeah. He's got to be coming back soon. You think that Ireland's going to be sitting out for a few months at least. That fight could happen later this year.
Yeah.
And Sadiq, I maybe give him that Evelev fight.
Yeah, there you go. He's going to go down top 15. Not out of the top 15.
He still might stay around. Where's he at right now? 10?
11?
Maybe 12, 13. He's not going a massive drop down. He lost a close fight.
No, he's not going
10.
out of the top 15. Give him that cusp of the top 15.
Yeah, so give him Evelev and see what happens. And he might beat Evelev.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to the next fight.
Tony's favorite fighter.
Here's my stab in the dark for the night. I went with Smiling Sam Alvey. I thought, he had some decent enough counter combos. I thought he would catch Marquez coming in, and boy, was I wrong.
Well, Sam Alvey does have power, and he did rock Marquez in the first round and kind of shook him a little bit. Like, it's time to turn around. But we'll say about 99% of this fight was Marquez beating the hell out of Alvey. Coming in, I was definitely higher on Marquez just because Alvey had lost like 5 straight fights or some shit like that. And then he's starting to cut weight, come back down. It looks like this guy's just trying to grasp at whatever he can because his career is kind of
the dude's got balls asking out Miley Cyrus on national TV.
His
Come
nipples
on.
right there.
What, are those scars on his chest?
I don't know.
Like
I don't
the
know.
sixes and the circles?
Oh, yeah. What? No, he got
They look like
cupping.
signs. You better call Mel Gibson.
Yeah, he's got
figure it
some
out.
fucking crop circles on his body.
Alright.
Or ringworm. But yeah, Marquez drops him a couple times, rocks him, I should say, a couple times in the first round. Alvey does fight back and kind of almost take it over then in the first round.
Tide was turning in the end of the first, but
as I shot out to Tony as it was happening, I was like, Alvey walked to the wrong corner after the end of round 1. It's like, this fight's over. And sure enough, round 2, Marquez rocks him again and taps him out without putting any hooks in.
yeah, Marquez, the ceiling looks pretty high for this guy.
The king of call-outs. He has the best call-outs in
yeah,
MMA.
calls out the Chiefs fucking
and they
star
answer.
3.
Miley answers on him on Valentine's Day. Says you're in. He did blow that one.
That's because everybody watches the UFC. That's why.
There's nothing else going on during you know. But he blew that shot with Miley. But now the Chiefs said, okay, we're going to do this. They're going to play some pickleball.
Pickleball.
Right, yeah, so he called
And
out.
what is pickleball?
It's basically like tennis with wiffle ball.
Okay,
So yeah, I think you play with ping pong paddles and a wiffle ball.
interesting.
Yeah, I played in the gym a few times. We didn't have bingo paddles. We played like badminton paddles, but I think you're supposed to play
Pickleball.
with ping pong paddles and wiffle balls on a tennis court.
Yeah,
Yeah,
calling him out. All right, Patrick Mahomes.
Badminton.
Mahomes,
pickleball.
you better watch out. He's got that foot injury. The Chiefs like, hey, you're not going to be running laterally back and forth, buddy.
No, don't you dare go
You're
play
the
pickleball.
billion-dollar quarterback. You can watch.
Yeah.
All right, let's. All right, let's go back to the top here. There we are.
Yeah, sliding on down. Yeah, so Alvey, this might be the ending for him. The only thing I see in his future is a stepping stone. If he's going to fight, it's a young up-and-comer. They know, I
Yeah.
kind of told you about this, like, they know he's not going to fight boring. He may knock somebody out and have a highlight, or he's going to get knocked out, and that's why he's still sticking around. But other than that, I don't know what his future is going to be. Marquez, again, a prospect, contender
Shit, why
series
not
guy.
give him Kevin Holland? Fuck, let Kevin Holland have some time off. Let him have some time off. Let's square him up. Let's square him
I
up.
have a feeling that Marquez wants to get back at it though pretty soon because one, he hasn't really had. The Patella fight was a little bit tough, but he bounced back quick from that. And then he's on the sideline for like 2 years with a lat injury, so he's a prospect, but he's not super young, so he probably wants to get back in there. Maybe give him a top 15 guy. Maybe I don't know. Till will be a terrible matchup for him.
No, let's give him
He didn't
Holland.
fight
Give him
till
Holland before you give him Till.
2018 to 2021.
Yeah, he tore his lat like almost off the
Yeah.
bone. It was a bad injury. Let's look at that middleweight division.
I mean,
again.
he's beat some pretty.
Middleweight. There we are.
Sean Strickland.
Sean Strickland.
There we go.
Yes.
Or Tavares.
I think
Either
Sean Strickland would be a good fight for him. Sean Strickland's no easy task.
No,
but if
no.
he beats Sean, I think either one of those guys, whoever wins that fight, shows that they're ready to go up, go higher to those, the Shabazians. The Shabazians fighting soon, isn't he? Finally.
Yeah, he's fighting. I can't remember.
But yeah, I like that Sean Strickland match. Another guy who missed a lot of time with injury and kind of trying to get back on the horse.
All right, next fight.
Woo.
McKenzie, my one
Slowly
whiskey wager
becoming my
champion
favorite fighter
for
in the
So
UFC.
many reasons. For so many reasons.
Yeah, where do we start?
But
Well, she was underdog going into this
Yeah,
fight.
Yeah,
That's probably
because-
the last time you're gonna get her on plus money.
It's because all of a sudden Nina Ansaroff took Nunes' last name, and all of a sudden
yeah,
she became
like
a
the
favorite.
same day of the card.
Yeah, and then
everything
and then
changes.
she became a favorite because she changed her name to Nunes. Like, Nina Ansaroff is no slouch in the cage.
No.
but she's not her wife. She's not her
But
wife.
also, you got to think ring rust had to play something in it. Like, you just went through a lot in your personal life. Like, you're just coming back. Mackenzie Dern has been active,
Right.
and she's a fucking savage.
Right.
People are like, oh, she's just a submission artist. But she comes out guns blazing.
Well, she
man.
was at one point just
Yeah,
a submission
but-
artist, but she's working
but
her
it-
striking, and they like to knock the Jandaroba performance because she's not a striker either, but she still looks sharp. Her ones and twos were good. Her balances, everything.
Well, this is the thing about Mackenzie Dern is like, yeah, that might be true, but she's there to fight.
and she's grown.
She goes in.
She's getting better and better.
You know?
Every fight, she's progressively gotten better. Where again, we said Nunes has been out for a long time, just had a baby. What 5-6 months ago or some
Yeah.
crazy
Like,
number.
she had a lot of stuff
really
going
close.
on, you know?
And I don't think she was ever the type that was going to get win a championship anyway.
But again, Dern is a tough fight to come back
Yeah,
to.
she's
Like,
a tough fight
this
for
is no
anybody.
knock on Nina Ansaroff.
No, not
You
at
know,
all.
like,
I mean, I don't know how much she has
or
left in her tank.
Nina
I
Nunes.
don't know how much that she still has in her tank, which her plans are going forward. But again, I mean, there's a lot of hungry wolves. That's probably the best women's division there is.
It's one of the best divisions in the UFC.
But I'm saying, as far as
Yeah.
women go, like that's
Yeah.
the best one.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of killers.
from top to bottom. I mean, you got people like Hebas, Hill, Jandaroba.
From 1 to 15 is good.
It's all good. It's not like these other ones. You have 3-4 women at the top, and the rest like,
Yeah.
Like this is just deep. So they're.
But man, Dern. Whew.
Well, who's Dern fighting next?
She called her out. Let's give it to her, Joanna.
Yeah, give her. Yeah.
I'll let us see what Yana does handle that grappling. Well, we know Yana's, Muay Thai, her stand-up is on point with anybody. Kickboxing she went toe-to-toe with Valentina twice, and Valentina couldn't put her out. But what's going to happen if Dern gets her hands on her and puts her to the floor? If you go to the ground with Mackenzie Dern, you're probably not getting up.
You saw how quick her transitions and seamless
There was
they were.
10 seconds left in the round when she locked in that armbar and it was done.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
I was like, oh, she's going to get out of there.
Yeah, the round's going to end or whatever. Like, nope, it was over.
It was beautiful to watch.
Yeah, and then you're not going to muscle her because if anybody knows who she's beating in jiu-jitsu, Big Gabby, who's talking about calling out Craig Jones and fighting men.
And there's being
experiment.
weightlifting strong and there's being grappling strong.
Right.
They're two totally different things.
No, yeah.
Yeah, they're not the same.
Yeah, so I think
not linear.
I think Mackenzie's ready for that shot at and if it's not Joanna, I feel sorry who she's going to fight. Joanna might be able to beat her because she's so good on the feet and she could do it. Anybody else in the division, I think you're in fucking trouble if you're fighting Mackenzie Dern.
All right, let's keep it rolling.
Mike Perry himself.
Mike Perry, the legal name.
Platinum Mike Perry.
And I was on Mike Perry here. I thought he was going to beat D-Rod.
You both were on.
We're both on Mike Perry. I can't bet against Mike Perry or pick against him. I love Mike Perry so much.
My thing is, this wasn't so much my belief in Mike Perry, but I wasn't sure where D-Rod was at, but he put on a clinic. Everything he threw, he hit Mike Perry, and this is a lot to say. This is because of Mike Perry.
Yeah.
Like, Mike Perry does not move his head. He stays on the center line because he's a tough son of a bitch. And he's like, I'm going to let you hit me because I want to counter.
I'm going to hit
but
you
you
with
you didn't have the reach in this fight. Like, you can't fight like that.
He has a 155 body.
Yeah. A little bit too much muscle on his frame.
But I'm sorry, as far as his height and
his natural weight is 155.
His reach, he should be fighting at 155. He'd be way more competitive, but he struggles to make 170, so that's not happening. Darren Till offered to take him over to Liverpool with him to live with him, and
which is crazy.
Would be interesting to see if he actually got with a real camp and work because the guy's got talent. He's tough as shit. Like beyond this fight where D-Rod pieced him up for 3 rounds. Like we saw the Luque fight. We look at the pictures of Mike Perry's nose. If you'd ever seen the fight, but you've seen that picture of Mike Perry and his shattered nose, that was Luque, and he almost won that fight. Arguably won. It was a split decision, and some people say he won. Obviously, the judge said he won that fight.
Yeah.
He's tough as nails. He can knock people. He's a better grappler than people really know.
Well, this is the thing. Mike Perry
doesn't do it enough.
I felt Mike Perry is a better mixed martial artist than D-Rod. He just didn't fight the right game.
But he doesn't like to use his grappling.
Yeah.
When he was fighting Tim Means his last fight, he had Tim Means down on the ground near submission the first round. And then the second round comes out, he goes right back to toe-to-toe, and Means beat him on the feet. He if he really keyed in on his grappling, he might be more successful in that cage, especially because he doesn't have the reach to beat these big guys that he's fighting with at 170.
And he's a brawler. He's a boxy brawler.
Right.
Like, yeah.
But, going forward, and Mike Perry says he's got 1 fight left on his contract. I want to see the Buckley fight. But let's go Buckley, Perry, similar size. Someone's probably going to go night-night in that fight. And if Perry can get back and get a win on that one, who knows where he goes from there.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
If not, it's Mikey Bellator. D-Rod?
D-Rod might be starting to think about a top 15. Who'd he call out?
No, I want to see D-Rod fight. Why don't we? Isn't Impa?
Yeah, why not?
Impa,
he's ready. I think Impa's ready for that fight.
I think Impa needs that fight because we're talking about Impa when we go later on. Because I think he's got a tactical flaw in his new style.
Yeah, his wrestling. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's keep rolling to the prelims.
The main event of the prelims.
We've got a legend versus an up-and-comer here. Jim Miller just broke the record for the most UFC appearances, I think. I think he passed Donald Cerrone. But Donald Cerrone ties him back next month.
He's at the body of an old sailor.
Well, dude's pushing almost, he's almost pushing 40 years old.
He had like 40 fights in there.
38, 37, 38.
Crazy ass UFC fights.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike Perry. Jim Miller is just, he's been in there forever. He's had his moment in the sun. Even Selecki's corner was saying it during the fight. If you notice it, to survive the first round, we got him the rest of the way, and that's kind of what happened.
Yeah.
Miller came out.
Well, the only reason they were down is Selecki pulls guard. Like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah, and and then it was just kind of a boring fight from there on out. Selecki just kind of stayed on top.
Even for me, that I like grappling, it was kind of just close guard.
Well, that's the distinction. Just because there's a thing as good grappling. Like you could be offensive as you're grappling, but if you're just holding position, I don't like that. It's been well documented on here.
Yeah,
but he won the fight. It was very similar to the main event. It's funny, the most main events kind of play out the same way. Guy stayed on top and ran the fight out. Selecki, I don't know if he's ready for a top 15 guy yet.
He needs another.
Maybe give him the Stevens fight.
Yeah. But yeah, we don't got to spend a lot of time with this one. It was pretty boring, pretty bland.
Yeah,
you didn't miss much if you went to the bathroom.
No, this one you don't want to. You don't have to go back and rewatch this one.
You might want to watch this next one though. Holtzman and Gamrot. Gamrot's the real deal, man.
Gamrot's the real deal. We both were high on him and both DraftKings.
God, he should have won that first fight.
We both
like I like Kudaledze, but they definitely got the decision wrong on that in his first UFC appearance. But Gamrot's IQ is great. Like
I'm just laughing at Holtzman. He kind of looks like the guy from Homeland.
Scott Hot Sauce Holtzman.
It's like looks like Zoolander a little bit.
But Gamrot got the finish in round 2.
He's got a cool nickname, Gamer.
Gamrot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Hot Sauce better.
Yeah.
Hot Sauce Holtzman.
Well, the way this fight was supposed to go is Holtzman's going to win. He's going to wrestle him down and keep it on the ground, and it stayed in the feet, and that's why Gamrot got that KO.
I mean, I think Holtzman's another one. You know, he's got a lot of muscle and he's boxy, and he's just kind of like, you know.
Well, he's a wrestler, so if he doesn't get his wrestling involved, he's not going to do much.
But Gamrot's, you know, he's slick with those, you know, leg locks and things like that. He's good he's decent on the feet.
Right.
You know, he's great grappling. So wait to see more of him.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what's next for Gamrot. Again, he's still too early to think about top 15 or big picture type deal. Just build him up slow. Build him up slow for sure.
And here is the fight of the night. Travesty that they gave it to Marquez and fucking Alvey. But this was the fight of the night. This was a great fight. These guys head on the whole fucking fight.
I think this Dana White set Ignacio up for failure here.
Yeah, Makadesi's very fucking experienced.
That's
a
tough first fight to have in that cage. Makadesi, he struggles with grapplers and wrestlers and you know guys that are going to take you to the ground. On the feet, he can compete with anybody. Yeah. And Ignacio was going to keep this on the feet, and the fight stayed on the feet.
Yeah. But I think they looked at it like, okay, well, you know, Bahamondes is a great striker and he has the reach and he's lanky, but Makadesi, man, like he found his timing, he found his range, and he.
Like if you want to make this contender series, make your guys stars. Give them a couple fights that you know they're gonna win.
Well, I think just at the point where we're in with COVID, they have to fast track them. I kind of think that's what we're seeing. Like they don't have a choice.
But you can't tell me there's not a better match than a guy like Makadesi who's.
Well, they did cut a lot of weight roster wise.
They still have 600 people on the roster.
Do they?
600 people on the roster. So.
Well, I mean, maybe it's a compliment to Bahamondes.
Because again, he didn't look like a fish out of water. He was strong. Like I said, fight of the night. They went back and forth. It was a split decision. But again, for your first fight, that's a tough one to get.
I think Makadesi found his rhythm sooner. Like it took Bahamondes a little, like almost into that mid-second round before he really kind of started to feel the groove.
It's kind of like boy versus man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, your son starts hitting those teenage years. He might be able to take you down a few times. He might be able to hold down, but eventually you get those old man tricks. You're going to beat him. That's kind of what Makadesi had.
Old man strength.
Right. That old man strength. And I've been down the road. I've been in this cage a little bit more than you. I'm not washed yet. And then his experience edged out the win. But it was a great fight.
I think we'll see more of Bahamondes.
For sure. He's up and coming for sure.
All right, let's keep it rolling.
My upset pick of the day.
Flip a fucking coin, man.
Well, that's basically what I did. Here, we had 2 big heavyweights. One, if you're looking for a good edge in gambling and picking, if you want to pick an underdog, there's 2 you pick. Either women's MMA or heavyweight MMA. Especially if you're not talking about like world-class guys or title contenders. If there's 2 guys that are kind of on that lower rung in MMA, you have a good chance in the heavyweight to pick that underdog because it doesn't take much for a heavyweight to knock out another one. And I was not too high on Yorgan De Castro. We talked about it before. Tony confused Bam Bam with Justin Taffa. He did not beat Bam Bam. That kind of misled. I'm
like, shit. If he can knock out Tuivasa, he can knock out fucking.
Yorgan De Castro is definitely not going to knock out Bam Bam. And Danho hadn't fought for a while. This is not something I saw a path to victory for him, or I just not no genius MMA pick by me. This was like, you know what? This is a big fucking dude. I think De Castro is an undersized heavyweight. And I think this big guy is going to hit him first, and he's going to win the fight, and that's what happened.
Yeah, which brings me to his nickname, the Mad Titan. You know, he's not a very big guy.
He's a fat middleweight.
Yeah,
that's
true.
What
and there's a lot of those right around in the heavyweight right now. It's like, come on, quit being lazy, you fucks.
At least go to 205. At least go to 205.
Lose some weight, man.
But the Donald's a big. They call him the Man Mountain for a fucking reason. He's a big fucking guy, and he's caught one on De Castro, and his legs have stopped working. He turned him off. He turned him off for sure. Little hook to the head.
Yeah, it was a nice knockout.
Neither one of these guys are going to be factored into UFC's big plans.
No. All right, this is a good fight.
Jack Shore, Hunter Hazard. My biggest investment was in Jack Shore. Both gambling.
Mine too, yeah.
All my parlays, all my picks, I had Jack Shore. Every single DraftKings lineups I made had Jack Shore in it.
My cart was tied to Jack Shore, that's for sure.
And he pulled it off, but Hunter Azure was game. Hunter Azure was game.
Yeah.
I kind of told you what the fight was going on. I was like, Hunter Azure's not, following the protocol right now. He's not listening to what
the takedowns made
what's
the
supposed to be
difference,
happening.
which was shocking.
Yeah.
Shore was taking down Azure, who that's his strength.
Yeah, well, they're both really, really good wrestlers. Jack Shore is they call him the Welsh Khabib.
Yeah.
Like he throws people
Kind of
around.
looks like a Welsh Sandhagen in a way too.
Oh, it looks like I'm talking about fights like more
Yeah.
he's a grappler. I'm gonna relentless take you down, and as we can see, 6 takedowns, and that was the difference in the fight.
Yeah.
Because on the feet, Hunter actually beat him out.
Yeah, it was a close fight. I mean, I gave 1 and 3 to Shore, 2 to Azure. So I
Right.
mean, it's 29-28, but it was an okay fight. I wouldn't say it's like nothing to write home about.
No.
If you missed it, you don't have to go back and watch it.
No, it's
but-
not as good as this next one we're gonna go over.
Oh my, don't get me. This is the one where I'm like, oh no.
Jack Shore, he's someone to watch in that division though, undefeated. He'll let's see a Jack Shore Mirab fight.
All right, so Saldana and Griffin. I thought Griffin convincingly won this fight, but the judges didn't see it that way.
Another Contender Series guy that they gave a very tough first fight to. Luis Saldana, they basically had the striking edge. When we were talking about it, when we were breaking down a card, we both differentiated on this card, and that's kind of where I think the judges got the fucking fight wrong. This one happened to work in my favor, but I got pissed off when it fucked me over in Doladize, so I'm going to stick to my script, and the judges got this one wrong. I think that Saldana maybe won round 2. But
Saldana won round 3 in my book.
Right.
There's no doubt.
The 2 is the questionable. He definitely lost round 1. Round 1 is
so I thought 2 Griffin won.
No, I'm saying that round 2 is the questionable round.
Yeah. Round 1 Griffin
definitely won round 1.
Round 2
anybody who says otherwise full
Griffin
of shit.
had the close finish at the end of round 2. But Luis Saldana looks fucking good on the feet. He reminds me of Yanez in a way. Like very beautiful striking, good pop to his.
For sure, I see that.
But Griffin pushed the pace. He controlled. He won the fight.
Well, when we were talking about I kind of like Jordan Griffin. I was like, I could see that. I could see Griffin getting a sub. And sure enough, he fucking almost subbed him. A couple times in that fight. Again, it's a tough fight to give him. I think Jordan Griffin won the fight as well. So where do you go forward from here? For either one of them, I mean,
I don't think it's a lose-lose for either.
Griffin's had some tough losses recently. Like he's kind of,
Well, he had a first fight was fucking Dan Ige in the UFC. Like, come on.
Yeah. Who I think he's getting better and better.
He hasn't been thrown any bones.
He's getting better and better. I think he got robbed of this fight. Even though again, I was a Saldana fines, fucking bullshit. All those yous I gave to the judges, you get it again right here.
But I think the ceiling is higher for Saldana.
For sure.
I don't think he won this fight, but the ceiling potential is higher.
Like maybe Dana just doesn't give a fuck, but if you're trying to make that Contender Series, you know what else I think it is too? People are getting to the Contender Series too early in their career. You have 2-3 wins only, you're in that Contender Series already. That's early as fuck. There's a lot of people getting that.
But he's already talking about a recruiting problem due to COVID because people weren't in the gyms training. He's like, there's going to be a fucking backlog.
And then he keeps running these Contender Series.
Yeah.
I used to always make the joke about American Idol. Like, how do you keep doing this every fucking year? Because there's only so much fucking talent you're going to pull from. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. It kind of did.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So same thing with Dana White Contender Series. If you just keep pumping these out, you're going to get guys who aren't ready. Or girls who aren't ready.
You're going to end up having a skill gap like Bellator.
Right.
You're going to have the cream of the creme de la creme, and you're going to have the fucking bottom feeders.
Like, let these guys bounce around the LFAs and, the CFFCs and all that, the local stuff. Get them more seasoning before they get to that Contender Series. You should not get to the Contender Series before you have 10 fights.
Yeah.
Because you should not be growing in the UFC. Like, that should be, you're there, it's time to put the show.
Yeah, you don't grow into the
go
UFC
to Bellator.
while you're there,
Go to Bellator. One's out there. There's other places you can go to try to grow.
So you get like Chase Hoopers and shit.
Right. Chase Hooper, who
barely getting out by the skin of their teeth.
He's too young to even to judge. He shouldn't be there at that age. There's no way. I mean, there's John Joneses out there in the world, but they're few and far in between.
Sugar Sean's and shit.
Yeah, they're rare. But yeah, the Contender Series is going to be out for a while, right? It's supposed to come back soon.
Yeah, I think May.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. Again, I think they're pumping out too many of those.
All right, let's get to this next one. God, we were both on William Knight here.
Well, we thought he had. I was shocked by the size discrepancy here.
Yeah, and it was a matter of time before William Knight's lack of technicality bit him in the ass. And this is where it showed, like, this power and stuff of escaping from the bottom can only get you so far. And Donna and Jung controlled him like it was.
Yeah, it was a one-sided, not even close
fight. He Kaneho'd him. He, like, with the scarf hold, he just did that trip takedown. And Knight continues to shoot. Like, why?
He's.
What are you trying? You can't do anything from the bottom. Is where you're being. You're on your back. You had decent success throwing your hands.
Oh, we know he's at the pop too.
Yeah. Why stop?
At least it makes me kind of feel like, okay, I was right picking Menifee over too, because Menifee would have fucked
like
him up.
looking back, like Menifee would have
beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
It would have been bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Again, another contender series guy that kind of is not ready for the big show.
Yeah, he's got to work on his game, you know.
Definitely does.
But
He's got
Jung,
lots of-
I think Jung is. Give him a fucking top 15.
He's a big dude. He's light heavyweight, right?
This is light heavyweight.
Why not give him Menifee?
Yeah, I'm down.
Jung and Menifee.
I'm down. Jung showed his good grappling. I don't know how good it is because of Knight's is so bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looked good. He
What
controlled
the
him.
fuck is Johnny Walker doing these days?
He was hurt. He's
Again?
out. Yeah, he got hurt because he was supposed to fight. I thought it was Anthony Smith or Jimmy Crude.
Is
One
fucking
of those fucks.
Ozemir even fighting anymore?
I don't know what he's doing.
The last time I saw him fight, that fucking
He's got
busted
no
a
time.
parlay
He's got
for
no
me.
time. So
Yeah.
it's his nickname.
Yeah. What does that even mean? But yeah,
You have no time against him,
Last
I
time
guess?
Vulcan fought, he busted my fucking parlay, so I got a little fucking hatred towards him.
Mm.
First time he's ever been finished in his life, he gets knocked out.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you give him like Jamal Hill and Craig were supposed to fight. Those two are spitting back and forth.
Jamal Hill got to fight with somebody.
Why not give him Ryan Spann? Ryan Spann just won, did he not?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, we're going to see how good he really is. Ryan Spann's hot right
give
now.
him Ryan Spann.
Who did he just fucking
I think it's
ice?
competitive.
Who did Spann as ice?
He beat fucking
It was just convincing. It was
the
a
what's
good
the guy's a
fighter,
Russian
too.
guy, Polish guy,
It was a Serkinov.
Serkinov,
Oh,
yeah.
he iced his ass so
or maybe
bad.
give him Serkinov.
Yeah, and if
But I think
Serkinov
Jung
loses
should
that-
get Spann. I think give Jung Spann. I think he's ready.
and then Spann blew that Walker fight.
Yeah.
Spann was should have he had Walker hurt. He had him rocked, and Walker got lucky in that fight too. So yeah, I think Spann fucks him up.
Or give him Krylov. Krylov came off a loss.
There you go. But yeah, give Young somebody that's up there. Even that kind of Menifee would be a good fight. They both
Yeah.
won. Neither one are ranked.
All right, let's move to the first fight of the night.
Impa Sasha. So Impa surprising everybody with a
Right.
submission win.
So I was on Sasha in this fight. One, because Sasha has already been known for stopping hype trains with
Yeah.
Koski in his first fight. Tough dude. Impa loves to be a low volume fighter. He was on the wrong half of one of the most highlight reel knockouts of all time UFC from Joaquin Buckley last year. So I was questioning about how his chin would come back. He likes to stand up. He doesn't do a lot of volume, so I thought Sasha would be able to edge out a decision in this fight just from being more busy in the fight. And then Impa flipped the fucking script and became a wrestler.
Well, you know, I was saying I don't know much from Sasha from beating up a guy who blew his load halfway through the first round.
No,
So it's like,
well,
I,
but
don't
I did
man.
know a lot about Impa, except he's never wrestled like this
Yeah.
before in his life.
I think, you know, like I was saying, like Buckley caught him. And yeah, due to low fight IQ, but like I think Impa's better than.
But
what we
even the
do
fight
for-
when we were talking about the fight, who did he beat? Was it Patello?
Patolo.
He didn't look good in that fight either.
He's just not very like he doesn't have like that killer instinct.
He reminds me of kind of like Cape.
Yeah,
Manuel Cape, where he's not busy enough. He has the skill. He has the
he
talent.
has the skill. Like he's very.
So
good.
I thought Sasha, who was active as fuck in that Koski fight, yeah, Koski would guess, but he was throwing a lot. I thought he'd edge out a decision. But again, Impa flipped the script and started fucking wrestling.
Well,
out the
Impa
gap.
was much bigger than Palatnikov.
He shot a
too,
double
you know?
right away, which at 170, I don't know if that's his path to being a
Yeah,
champion.
maybe he won't use that. Maybe he used it because he knew he was going to be the bigger guy against Palatnikov.
That could be it too. But if he wants to fuck around in welterweight,
He's
he's
not,
a
yeah.
grappler. He's in fucking trouble with Vicente Luque, Kobe Covington,
Usman.
Gilbert Burke, Kamaru Usman. Like, good luck. Good luck grappling
Yeah.
those motherfuckers. Even if he happens to go across a Tyron Woodley, who knows what he's gonna do?
He's a long shot from those guys. But
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah.
But he's another contender guys they want to bump up.
But he did good. You know, he got that
No,
rear
he got
naked
the
choke,
sub.
no
yeah,
hooks.
No hooks into that choke, and he showed another. On a positive note, he showed another side to his game that we didn't know that he had. He does have somewhat of a grappling game. Sasha is a guy that's not going to be hanging around too long. Again,
Yeah.
the only reason I picked him, I thought he'd edge out an ugly decision, and that didn't happen. Again, Input doesn't finish either. That's like his first finish in the UFC. So
All right.
Well,
Well, that wraps
you
up
and I were arguing about that. You're like, it's going to be an anomaly. I'm like, hey, it's the first time for everything.
it wasn't an
I thought he was
hour.
going to knock him out, but he subbed him. So
well,
The least
that's
likely
the
situation.
whole card. How was our whiskey and wagers?
So of the whiskey wages, I was big dog on the night. We talked about Mike Perry did not hit.
Yeah.
William Knight, another one let me down, but my girl Mackenzie, she came through
Yeah.
with me. That's the best part about betting dogs. You don't have to be as accurate. You hit one of them and it kind of covers your night.
Yep.
So I did all right with my not losing any units on the sports book, and DraftKings was a good night for me. I kind of posted on our Twitter. Hit my cash lineup was on point. Hit on those. Almost took down the fucking haymaker. Missed it by all my fighters won. But as far as our predictions, We both had Salicki too high. We thought he'd do a little bit more against you. I thought he would get a quick finish against Jim Miller, and he didn't get that.
Yeah, I knew Jim Miller would be hard to get out of there, but I figured he'd be able to do it.
Other than that, we were pretty accurate. I mean, Gamrot scored 100. Vettori was the highest scoring guy. The one thing we disagreed on, I won that. We disagreed on who would score more, Impa or Julian Marquez, and Marquez did do that with that sub victory. But Impa still, like, all the 9K people won, so it was kind of easy to pick 9K fighters yesterday.
I'd say I cashed pretty well. Whiskey wagers, Mackenzie Dern. You know, I lost my dollar parlays, of course. It always Hail Marys, but I won about $30 in the sports.
Yeah, two of our value people. Actually, all of our value did pretty well. Mackenzie Dern, 110 points, which is one of the higher scores of the night. My head Jarges Danhill, get that 105, which is a big one. But even two of our losses, Mike Perry and Kevin Holland scored almost 40 points, where that's not going to kill your lineup.
No.
You can still cash with that with those people.
Especially at their cost.
Our biggest bust were William Knight and then Tony smiling at Sam Alvey. It makes me smile.
Man, you got lucky, man, with Daniel. No. Come on.
No. It was way more likely that Danho would win than Alvey would win.
I don't know. But hey, about straight picks, man, you whooped me last night.
Yeah, well,
I was 6-7. You were 7-6.
Hey, really whooped.
It was a pretty bad night for me.
But what it did, remember those sexy shirts he was wearing and, nipple out and all that shit? You notice he's wearing a regular T-shirt today?
Yeah, I had to tone it back, y'all.
It's because he's not a winner no more, and now he's going to get the view from the back. Because I've tied when I've passed him totally yet. Yeah. I should have went with Vettori. I kind of had a hunch with Holland, didn't work out. But we're tied 77-59 with one draw on the year, which is we're almost 20 fights over 500. That's pretty damn good. Yeah. 20 over on the up. So we're picking pretty goddamn accurate on both sides so far.
Yeah, it's hard to pick a lot of those fighters you don't know.
Yeah, we're picking every single fight.
There's only so much tape you can find and watch.
The Danho fight, I did not know shit about Jarges Danho. I just knew about DeCastro, and I knew he was bigger.
Yeah, it's almost like you look at some of these spots, like you were saying, you get contender series guys going against UFC vets with 4 or 5 fights. Right. Maybe those are spots to really kind of hammer in. Like, okay, this vet, maybe he's not been that good in the UFC, but he's still, the experience level is fucking.
It's MMA.
It's MMA.
It's MMA. It takes 1 second and the fight's over. Oh, Tony doing tricks over there on there. But yeah, we're doing both picking way more winners than losers. So if you're wondering who's going to win these heads-up fights, we're doing pretty well there. Look at it. Follow us because again, we're going through here. 77 up, only 59 down. We had that one draw. Who was the draw? What was the draw fight? I can't remember it no more. There was one draw this year though.
All right. Well, let's move on to upcoming fights. Or switch over to Tapology because UFC's website is
for being
right
a
now.
billion-dollar company. Their fucking website.
It's the next fight.
Yeah. Our fucking functionality on InTheGuardPodcast.com is better than theirs.
They don't have all the fights listed on their website. Tapology's always ahead of the game.
Tapology's the best. I mean, Sherdog's up there.
Which I'm now a blue
Wikipedia's
belt on
up there.
Tapology.
I'm orange.
Woo, yeah. Orange took me a while to get through. Motherfucker.
But I'm picking really good. Bellator's going to boost me up fast.
Oh, Bellator, I went...
It was a big week for MMA. Oh man, we're not really talking about it. Oh, we should touch on. We'll talk about it before we go through after this card. But there's some big things going on in one MMA.
Yeah,
a big moment in MMA history happened.
All right, well let's cook through this one. Fight.
Let's knock out the main card of this
main
shit.
Card. Robert Whittaker, Kevin Gastelum.
I think this is going to be a better card than we just watched.
Yeah, it should be.
Like even not because the Till backed out either or didn't happen either. I think just the way this card is set up, hopefully nothing falls off. Because especially that main card, this is one you want to fucking watch. I know that bullshit boxing match is going on the same day, but this is going to be better. And that main event will happen after this, I'm guessing. Yeah. It probably will happen after this. It happened with the Tyson and Roy. 2 streams, if you're streaming, you have 2 different screens going. But these are the fights you want to watch. Headline by Robert Whittaker and Kelvin Gastelum in the middleweight division.
Yeah, man, 2 of my favorite middleweights. Fuck.
Bobby Nux.
I just think Robert Whittaker's going to take this. He's the better mixed martial artist, in my opinion.
By far. I mean...
But it's not saying Gastelum can't catch him, but I just think that this Whittaker's going to win. Whittaker's I can't even say his fucking name. Whittaker. He's the fucking man.
Let's say Bobby Nux.
Bobby Nux.
I mean,
shit! I just won my odds boost on the Masters today.
There you go. There you go. We do golf bets too, everybody.
What the fuck do you know about golf, Jody?
I know fuck all, but they gave me an odds boost at minus 530, and $25 got me $45.
There you go. There you go. Right. If you need golf picks, reach out to King Jody over there.
I've actually won on a few golf bets.
It's hard to bet golf.
I'm playing the wrong shit. I need to get into NASCAR and golf and tennis and shit.
Listen, F1 there's some big swings in F1. Like everything is plus money in F1 to win or to top 3.
Right now, I got that Bulls in Memphis booster on.
Fuck the NBA. They fuck me.
Dude, it's a lock. It's like it's over like 120 points now between the two.
Okay.
It's
60,
and every time somebody bets, it goes lower.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So you put the $25, it doubles up. So I'm just waiting for that to cash.
But yeah, back to the MMA here before Jody got fucking orgasm with his golf bet.
We're degenerates.
Yeah, Whittaker should win this fight. I would say
I'm
probably
definitely
7, 8 out of 10 times.
No, I'm not making any hard picks right now on this
What?
broadcast.
What?
I will do my
Are you tucking
research
today? Are you tucking?
No, I never.
Mike's tucking, y'all.
Especially, although for the main card, I probably will make my solid picks. The only one I'm kind of going back and forth are that Close and Stevens, but I'm definitely going to go with Bobby Whittaker here for sure.
We can make some fun little picks here. You know, sometimes we change it in the week based off weigh-ins and other things, and shit happens. But
I can definitely tell you where I'm leaning. I think Whittaker beats Gastelum. Gastelum came back against Heinisch, who I was high on, but that's a big jump up from Heinisch to Whittaker. That's a huge
I
leap.
think Whittaker's going to win this fight.
I mean, he's one of the best fighters in the world. Like, he could be on the pound-per-pound list. Because they technically put some of those champions up there that probably don't really belong up there.
And it's not like Gastelum easily took out Heinisch. It was a pretty decent
right,
fight. You know?
absolutely. He didn't finish him, right?
No,
he didn't finish
it was
him.
decision.
Well, Gastelum's plus 210. Whittaker's minus 265.
It's about right.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet the fight.
No.
No, I wouldn't bet the fight. Because I don't think Gastelum's a big enough value to do it. And I say Whittaker wins this fight 9.5 times out of 10.
Yeah, I don't bet
95%er.
any fighter that's over minus 200. I just don't do it.
Well, I'll do it. I'll do that, but it's got to be not an MMA. I don't think though, man.
Not over minus
maybe
200.
in a parlay.
I'm not doing it.
Maybe in a parlay.
Yeah, in a parlay. Yeah.
But so we're both leaning Whittaker there. The next one we got some light. Jeremy Stevens coming up to
Jakar
lightweight.
Close and Jeremy Stevens back at lightweight.
Jeremy Stevens is one of those. This one makes it tough. He's one of those fighters we were talking about before we went on air. You can't just look at his record.
Well, the thing is, before this 4-fight skid, he was on a title run. Then he lost to Jose Aldo. That liver punch.
All his losses are to like legends.
Yeah,
like
he's fought everybody.
He's fought everybody. So that 28 and 18 is misleading. It's kind of like the Nate Diaz. It's kind of like the what's his name, BMF, Masvidal.
Yeah,
their losses are to great fighters. So
Jim Millers. They fought everybody.
Yeah, they fought everybody. So it's hard to pick where Stevens go now at 155. What's he going to have? Is it going to be a good thing, a bad thing? When you jump divisions, it works both ways.
I think I feel like it's going to be better for him.
It's hard to judge that. It could be. I'm not saying it's not. But again, when people start changing weights late in their career, sometimes it's the blessing in disguise. Other time it means they're grasping for straws.
Well, it's panic mode. It's panic mode.
Right. Or maybe it's strategy. It could be strategy.
Or it's like maybe I don't have that many fights left. I know I'm on my way out. Why am I going to work overtime? I'm not going to go back to the title run at 145. So why?
Or it could just be that it's harder to cut the weight at.
Yeah.
It could be nothing crazy. You know what? It's hard for me to cut that weight anymore.
And I know I'm not going to get a title shot at 145. So what's the point of putting my body through that?
Whereas Close, who is a true lightweight, probably could fight at welterweight. He's a big dude. Was beating the shit out of Beneil Dariush.
Yeah.
Thought he was knocking him out, and then Dariush came back with that crazy knockout in that fight.
This is such a hard fight, man.
I'm going to go, again, tentatively, right here on the show, going to go Jakar Close, and I doubt I will switch that. I think Jakar Close.
Yeah, I'm going to go Jeremy Stevens. I like to see him. I like Stevens.
Is a slight favorite at
Is
minus
he?
137.
Really?
Jakar is 110.
That shocks me. I figured Stevens would be the underdog.
MMA, they're not that good.
I might straight pick Stevens, but I might hammer Jakar Close on if he stays underdog underdog.
I bet against my straight
I think I'm
picks
going to
all
bet
the
that.
time.
I'm going to bet that now. Actually, I think. Let's take a look at it.
Next one, we got Tony's other favorite fighter after Sam
Yeah,
Alvey.
GM3.
GM3. Who you got this one, Tony?
I'm definitely going with Fabinski.
I just want to put this on here. I don't know if we were on air yet doing this, but he thought GM3 was going to beat Hamzat. So what has happened that made you come off him so hard to drop off of Hamzat?
It wasn't. So it was just, I just wasn't that sure about Hamzat yet.
But I mean,
and GM3, you know, he has some experience in the UFC. You know, that was my,
also this is at middleweight. Doesn't he usually fight at welter?
That was what I was thinking. I just laid some money on Jakar Close.
Isn't that doesn't he usually fight at welterweight? Meerschaert?
No, he's middleweight and light heavy.
But what did he fight? Oh,
because Hamzat fought at middle. But Hamzat fights
up?
middle, and he fights middle and welter.
I'm going Fabinski here because I think Joe.
Yeah, I think Fabinski's.
I know you're a Midwest dude, but I don't think you're that good.
Yeah.
That's what
I'll go Fabinski. I think he'll
And do
he'll
we have to
control the
ask
fight.
who the fuck I am think's gonna pick in this next one? Like, there's no, like, my favorite fighter in the whole fucking
I
world.
mean, you got number
King-
26 versus number 27.
King Kong himself, Alexander Romanov. He's gonna throw Juan Espino all around that fucking cage.
I mean, Espino's got some good submission game, but I think that the ground and pound and Romanov has a great submission game.
Well, I think Espino's best chance would be to fight him standing up.
Yeah, maybe. This could be a good fight. I don't know. It's
gonna be fun.
Yeah.
You're gonna see Juan Espino flying all over the
man.
fucking place,
Fucking
just being tossed. Look, what was his name? What's the Rocky Martinez?
Roque
Alexander-
Martinez.
Watch Alexander Romanov versus Roque. Roque is a big motherfucking dude, and Alexander's just throwing him over his head.
He's playing with his food.
Almost toss his ass out of the cage over the top. Some Tank Abbott type shit. Romanov is. I'm never gonna pick against him ever in my life.
Yeah, I think Romanov wins, but I think it might be closer than what you might be thinking.
No, he's gonna beat the shit out of him. He actually does the King Kong ground and pound too. He literally goes pinky down, and beats him like a fucking.
And then he throws
Donkey
his
Kong.
coaches afterwards. Like, he just can't get enough.
Yeah, he just fucking tosses people. He's gonna be the
Yeah.
heavyweight champion.
I'm
going
gonna
to
side with Romanov, for this one.
Watch out, Francis.
You guys want to keep going through
Let's
the card?
touch base on Cortez.
Yeah,
and
I'll always
Kish.
touch on Tracy Cortez.
Yeah, I think
Anytime you
Tracy
want.
Cortez is gonna win this fight. I think she's gonna stop Kish too. I think she's gonna finish it.
Sub?
Whatever she is on, she's
Armbar
either
from
sub.
guard?
She's either sub or ground and pound.
Armbar from guard.
Nah, she ain't armbarring her.
No.
Kish ain't armbarring shit either. Tracy Cortez is gonna ground pound her or choke her.
No,
rear
we're in
naked
agreement
or
on that one.
rear naked or
Pena's fighting again, huh?
Luis Pena. Yeah, Violent Bob Ross.
Yeah, I'm trying to find.
Oh, Senor Perfecto.
Yeah, but I think Ramos probably wins that fight.
I got Gravely.
Let's go down to. We
Yeah,
had a
man.
last minute replacement. We had Arlovsky and Chase Sherman. Let's touch base on that one real quick.
Oh
I think
yeah,
Pena's gonna beat
Arlovsky,
Lupita.
You think Pena's gonna win?
Probably Lupita. That's a young,
I don't fucking
she's
know.
a vet, man.
Lupita could be the next Conejo out of Mexico. You don't know. He might scarf hold her for fucking 3 rounds.
Yeah, Pena's a vet though. What you want to talk about Arlovsky?
Arlovsky and Sherman. Who do you got?
I don't know.
Arlovsky is.
He was
30
Sherman was
and
supposed to
20.
fight Parker
Porter.
Porter. Sally
Hey,
sells
he's not
seashells
Porker
down
no
by the
more.
seashore.
He's not
Whatever.
Porker no more. He was lean his
Yeah.
last fight when he came in. He shook that nickname.
I think Arlovsky wins. I think Arlovsky's gonna win a decision.
I don't know. I don't know much about Chase Sherman, but I know Andre Arlovsky is.
Chase Sherman's big though. He's like what 6'5", 240.
Andre
50?
Arlovsky won his last fight. Who did he fight? No, he lost.
No, he
that's what-
lost to Aspinall.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't think
before
Sherman's
that,
on
he beat Bowser.
Aspinall's. Yeah, I don't think he's on Aspinall's level. Sherman's not.
Yeah, but he's better than Bowser.
Maybe it's like his what second UFC fight,
Bowser
third
threw
UFC
like
fight.
20 punches.
How many fights does Sherman have? I think it's his second UFC fight.
But
if I
Bowser
click
did
on
not
the-
throw at all. The Vanilla Gorilla. Hey, that's what's his name? Jason, what's his name?
How many fights does he have UFC?
Oh, he's a top teamer too.
Yes, this is his second UFC fight.
Yeah.
He beat Ike Villanueva.
Hurricane
canceled
Ike.
Parker
His
Porter
fight
Lipska.
got canceled.
He lost
bought
to
a
Joy.
bear.
Oh,
He-
he fought
He bought bare knuckles.
UFC.
Yeah,
Fight
he
Night
lost to Joey
128?
Beltran. Oh, he was. He was gone for a while. Okay.
He
He
actually
had 3
fought that guy
losses
that I
in
don't
a
know who the fuck
row.
he is. That guy I've never seen fight before. He actually fought him.
Oh, he beat
He lost
Augusto
to Walt
Sakai,
Harris.
Coulter. He lost to Walt Harris. Oh, damn. I don't even remember watching.
I'm gonna go
He,
with.
he lost to Justin Ledet.
Listen, unless it's some fucking world super fucking best guy in the world, I'm not going to picking anybody over 35. So I'm gonna go with him.
Okay, what's the
The-
ism for
Well, so this
age,
shows
Mike?
pro MMA record of 15-6.
Yeah.
I felt like I see one.
But that's
2,
bare
3,
knuckle.
4.
Yeah, you got some bare
Some of them
knuckles.
bare knuckle fights.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so they'll put like grappling matches and they put everything in Tapology.
Got it.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with Sherman.
I don't even see our
the younger dude.
line here.
So it just got added.
just got added, yeah.
So it's probably not here.
You probably go to best fight odds to find it.
And then you guys both. What did you guys both have? Cortez to win that.
Yes.
Yeah, Cortez.
The Hubbard Levy fight's interesting. I lean Levy just because of Austin Hubbard's fucking leg.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the picture, I don't know if you want to put it on it, they'll probably get fucking flagged. His leg looked like a goddamn hoagie.
Yeah, Levy's
Yeah.
another contender
I'll-
series
I'll-
guy, though. You know.
I'll show Jody the picture and see if he wants to put that up there. That was after his last fight. That's his leg.
The fuck am I looking
That's
at?
his
here?
quad. That's his thigh, and it's cut open from the side. Like that's basically the side of his thigh, the outside of his thigh.
Holy shit.
It's like a hoagie.
Yeah.
It was from leg kicks, and there was all kinds of blood, and it cut it open and go through all kinds
Did
of
you
shit.
see Lupita is a minus 335 favorite?
So I don't know what he's going to come back after having
Right.
that done. So
That's nuts.
it's terrifying.
Algio and Ramos is a pick'em.
So I'm going to lean more towards Levy. The other fight we kind of might disagree on is Al Razak.
Yeah.
He got light out last time, though, right? Al Hassan, who knocked him the fuck out his last fight?
I'm not sure, but Malkoon's a pretty
It
good
was
boxer.
fast, too.
Chaos.
Chaos,
and Malkoon's got some good hands.
Yeah, I might lean.
That might be a good. That might be a good spot because it's plus 245.
That
too.
was an ugly knock. And then people come back from those knockouts. What are
Yeah.
they? It was pretty recent.
Well,
too.
he'll be probably a little gun shy too.
Yeah. So
That might be a good spot to hammer Jacob Malkoon.
Yeah, and he's about the same thing that
Gravely should wrestle fuck Burchak. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
be a
have
decent
we'll have our picks up by the end of the week. I'll watch a little bit more film.
Do we?
I think we got our main card figured out.
I'm seeing. Oh, that's right. So, Chase was supposed to fight Parker. Right. Okay. So they've got that line on here, and Chase was a favorite to win.
Why did
that.
Goldie withdraw again?
I just don't think she can come back just yet. And then
Why?
Penne, I guess, maybe want to just move on. I don't know.
It was 2 weeks ago. It was more than 2 weeks ago.
I don't know
So
what's
many fighters
going
get
on with
moved
her.
on. She's kind of dirty piss.
Maybe she's not peaking.
Dirty piss.
All right. Well, let's keep it rolling. What do we got next
We
here?
getting some drama. What do we got? Some news, some
we'll have some-
circulations.
So
No, yeah, that's what I wanted to
Demetrius
get it, for
Johnson
sure.
finally
yeah, man,
loses.
the irony, right?
The lower knee, like weeks after he told Aljo, basically that should be, you should always
Which,
be
I mean, I
defending
agree.
yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because he's pretty much saying that these should be allowed. It's part of the sport, and then you get knocked out by it.
But
he's humble about it.
But not only that, that's irrelevant though too. Like I don't know why you even said that to Aljo, because
Yeah.
that's not the rule in UFC.
Yeah.
So you're fighting by the rules that you're down there and get kicked in the face. Whereas you're fighting in a league that does have that rule.
But
And
that
you
shows-
get fucking. First off, I thought one doesn't allow weight cutting
I don't know.
because that Moraes was big as fuck.
Yeah, he was much bigger than Johnson.
Way bigger. And it's shocking because they had supposed to do their hydration test. They're supposedly had like nibbed the bud on weight cutting, and I guarantee that motherfucking Moraes is not walking around at 125.
No, he's probably 160 at least.
Yeah, that's a
160.
big dude
Yeah.
that knocked out Mighty Mouse there. But again, you hang around the cage long enough, sooner or later someone's going to get you. Also, with some controversy with Eddie Alvarez to start this card too.
Yeah, that was some bullshit. Eddie
Yeah.
Alvarez got fucking
Yeah.
fucked.
Yeah, another questionable DQ. He has his opponent pressed against the cage.
The
He's
guy's
grounded
turning his
upon him.
head on
The guy's turning
purpose.
his head. He knocks him out with like a back of the head shot, kind of.
Maybe one of those shots was behind the head.
And then
most of them were on the ear.
That's how one introduced himself to America with a first round DQ loss to the Underground King Eddie Alvarez.
That ref is fired.
Yeah. Also fun. They had a little Muay Thai, which I don't get to watch much of.
Yeah, they do Muay Thai.
Rotan.
I think they do straight
Rod Tang?
kickboxing fights too.
They do everything.
Yeah, they do
even have
kickboxing, Muay
BJJ.
Thai. Yeah.
Gordon Ryan's fighting BJJ for them.
I thought he was doing MMA.
Both.
Oh, okay.
He's doing both.
Nobody's beating that motherfucker in BJJ though.
Yeah. No,
That motherfucker's so
obviously.
good.
He slaps people with BJJ anyway, right? But yeah, so it was nice to finally see one. I followed it from a distance, but obviously, if usually would fight at like 3 a.m. and they're in Singapore, so never really watched it. So I actually sit down and watch. I'm gonna watch it again this Wednesday. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
It's on TNT again, yeah.
Yeah. So good to see that one's coming to the country, and I've also been watching a little bit more Bellator. It's on Showtime now. I watched the last 2 cards. If you notice, my picks have been pretty fucking well. The problem with Bellator is so top heavy.
Yeah, the favorites are gonna win. 9
I
out
hit
of
a
10
12
times.
leg parlay in Bellator.
Yeah.
And we only cashed like plus 200.
Yeah, because the
because
favorites
of
are
the
like
odds.
minus 800 to
Yeah,
minus 1,000.
But it's so top heavy. It's fun. The light heavyweight Grand Prix is coming up. I believe
Yeah.
Rumble and Yoel are coming soon.
Yes, Rumble and Yoel. But this week it's Nimkov versus Phil Davis.
That's gonna be a fun one too. Phil Davis, I guess, had a tough run against Nemkov before and almost beat
I
him.
mean, I think Nimkov is going to win the whole thing, but that's another day, another topic.
I'm leaning towards the Rumble and Yoel winner. Whoever wins that fight's
I
gonna
think
win that
Nimkov's
tournament.
a savage, man.
I don't know. He's that much of a savage. He almost lost to Davis.
It's okay. You win some, you lose some.
And he got lucky
You
when
can
he
still
caught
be a
Bader.
savage.
He got lucky when he caught Bader.
All right, let's keep rolling. New fight announcement.
That's Bam Bam Tuivasa.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
That's
Can you
not
show me?
Justin
Can you
Taffa.
show me the minor discrepancy in the tattoo?
Tafa's more solid color.
Okay,
It's like that solid black tattoo.
the tattoo.
Yeah. But it's not tribal. It's like solid. That solid.
Well,
leather
so
tattoo.
this is also, it says here, this fight will be held on the UFC 246 card featuring Poirier McGregor.
Ooh.
This is the end of Greg Hardy in MMA.
You think so? I think this is a fight that actually maybe could play into Greg Hardy. He doesn't have to worry about wrestling. He can stand there and strike.
Tuivasa is way
We're gonna
too
see
skilled.
a technical, yeah.
He's way too skilled. He's gonna hit Hardy with a fucking leg kick like he hit Harry Hunsucker with. Greg Hardy's a better athlete than Harry Hunsucker, but fighter probably about the same thing.
Yeah.
He's gonna hit him with. And I've been a Hardy backer, right?
Yeah.
You figure a guy who played football can blast a double.
Well, this may be them giving them the chance, like, hey, we need you to get a win over a big name than a fight that is your style.
Bam Bam's gonna eat up his legs with leg kicks. I think he's gonna take one or two of those in that first round, and it's gonna be over.
Hardy throws some leg kicks from time to time, but
We'll
defensive side of it,
But
you know?
we already seen Hardy give up.
Yeah. Well, when he's on his back.
But when feeling pressure, feeling beat, Hardy is great when he's the aggressor. Don't put the logo on air, man. We don't want to get unless you're gonna
Maybe they'll sponsor us.
unless you're gonna sponsor us. But no, Hardy is great when he's the aggressor. When a person's intimidated, right? When a person's backing up, Bam Bam's gonna step forward, and Bam Bam's a better striker than him. I think Bam Bam knocks him out in the first round.
Possible.
That's why I'm going with that fight.
I wouldn't be surprised though if Greg Hardy knocked him out or
I would.
KO'd him.
If he knocked him out, I would be very surprised. Bam Bam, it's hard to knock out a Samoan.
Yeah.
That's Mark Hunt.
On this fight too is also the Gilbert Burns, Stephen
Another
Thompson fight.
This is the ultimate clash of styles.
I'm
right?
on Stephen Thompson for that one.
Can Burns get him down?
Nah. Thompson's going to knock him out.
He's not
Really?
gonna- I don't think he knocks him out.
I don't know. I think
Thompson
I'm
might win a
putting
decision.
Burns
He's not knocking him out.
to win that fight.
I lean Burns as well. I think Burns gets him down and taps him,
Yeah.
and that's the end of Wonder Boy. If it stays up, Wonder Boy's gonna win the fight. If Burns can get him down and he get, because I've not, has Wonder Boy ever, no one's really able to do it before, right? Woodley couldn't really get him down, but it's a different type of grappling. Younger dude. I think Burns wins the fight, but again, Thompson by decision or Burns by sub is what I see.
I'm going Wonder Boy. Maybe we can get Tenacious Steve to play a live performance as he walks in.
Doubt it.
Another one more.
Damn.
Yeah.
Some of the drama.
So-
Here we
Tweeting
go.
about this one. Rose.
Thug
putting her
Rose.
putting her
Thug
foot in her
Rose. So is this racist?
This would be-
xenophobic?
this would
Where it
be-
fall under?
If it's an attack against communism, so I would say it's xenophobic. Because
Xenophobic.
it's fear of something foreign or different.
So she doesn't like the color red. Apparently, better to be
Well,
dead.
yeah,
than
she doesn't
red.
like communism, right?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
well,
just
hey,
a weird.
What color
angle.
is communism? Red.
It's
right?
a weird angle.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a
so
weird
she
thing to say.
Was talking about the documentary they watched. I don't personally know the story of.
Well, she has Lithuanian roots, and communism obviously has affected her family, right? Sure.
But the Chinese government was no part of that.
Right.
You know,
But
it was
it's the
Russian.
it's the C word. The C.
Yeah, it's just right.
I mean what they I can't think of the word, but the global geopolitical. Her geopolitical knowledge probably isn't the best.
right.
I think this more than anything confirms the theory that Pat Barry keeps her locked in a basement and only brings out when it's time to fight and train.
I mean, she's definitely like this incident aside. Like Rose is always
A little off.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a weird fucking angle. It's like, why are you bringing this in? Like,
Like it's again
You're making it personal.
she sees things differently, right? And it works for her too, right? That's why she was able to not let Joanna get in her head because she doesn't see things the same way. She's never had like an anger in a fight, and then she said, "Does it the first time you're gonna be angry in a
Right.
fight?" Like this is
but she's like, it's what I fight for. I'm fighting for America, for the freedom to be able to fight. But I mean, Whaley's getting a fight.
was this fed to her,
I mean, probably from her parents and grandparents growing up.
or was
and-
this just fed to promote the fight?
Oh, well, I mean, there's an argument that maybe, Rose is a very quiet, introverted kind of person. And maybe this is her attempt to, like, stir up some of that controversy and make the
some
fight.
money.
Yeah, make it.
Is
make
this
it a
her
little bit of a
Connor approach to
thing.
Habib and Islam? And
Right. And you can maybe she's doing that. I think she just felt patriotic and just said something that's kind of insensitive,
I mean, it's just weird timing with everything that's going on in America right now. The whole Stop Asian Hate movement. This is the angle you want to take. Now, I'm not gonna sit there and act like I'm the biggest virtue signaler out there, and I don't say fucked up shit sometimes for sure. But it's just strange that this is the angle you want to take in today's climate. It's strange.
But the thing is, her thing isn't against. It's not for the Asian.
But does that really matter? I can get it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you are tiptoeing a line.
Right.
Where you can really go down a road.
People like the ability to critically think this day and age.
Like, are you gonna becoming Colby?
Well, to the Twitter verse out there, she's a racist, right?
Right.
Like it
doesn't take much. That's what I'm saying.
You don't need a qualification. It's not a qualification to be a racist or xenophobic or a sexist or fucking whatever ist.
Right.
Right. And like Mike said, in the current climate, Stop Asian Hate, like
it's wild.
Even though it's not, she's saying it to a person of Chinese descent who is fighting for China. Even though she's not, like, it's not. She didn't say something like directly racist that she's Asian, but they're tied together,
right?
In this instance,
there's this new thing called situational awareness that some of these celebrities should try. It's like, I totally agree. You're entitled to your opinion, but when you're in the fucking limelight, that really doesn't exist anymore.
Well, not only that, it's not like she gave some like in-depth, like deep, well thought out statements, complex, nuanced argument.
No, it's quite the opposite.
It just, she looked like she didn't know much about the subject, and it's like there's something that's in her, like she just.
It's like
so the question is, would she have said the same thing to a Russian fighter?
Right.
Like would she have said the same? I mean, communist Russia is a thing.
Right.
Would she
a
have
Cuban
said,
fighter? Or,
right.
Does it?
Was it because she's Asian? I don't think so. But would she have said
It's again. It's
no, but they're gonna take that and run.
Well, but not only that, because everyone's head's already there. Everyone's mind's already there right now. That's where everyone's head's at. Again, that's the biggest hashtag. You go on Spotify, it has a Stop Asian Hate playlist.
Right.
So like everyone's head is already in that lane. So
we're talking about it.
Right. So you start to go down that road. Everyone's head automatically goes there.
Right.
They're already there.
I think in the next 24 hours we're going to see an apology from Rose and an explanation that what I'm trying to clarify her statements.
What I would liken this to is like, say your father's a cop, right? Mm-hmm. And the whole George Floyd thing goes down, and you say, I support all police officers. Right. Like, you're not saying that you support what he did, but you're trying to back your family, your cop family. Right. But this is probably not the right place to say something like that.
Yeah,
in the current climate of what's going on, that's what I would say.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Rose,
if you're going to talk about stuff that touchy, you better be ready to go, and you better have some facts. You better have
does
blind
her
thing.
lack of her language struggle with the English language play a role in?
No, she grew up in Wisconsin. Like,
did she?
Yeah, which we could argue if they speak English, Wisconsin, but we can argue that point. But and then the education system up there. But anyway.
Well, I know you. I think both you guys got Rose winning this fight.
I definitely have Rose winning this fight.
Taking Rose.
I think I got Weili on this one.
Weili's gonna come in too hot.
The thing is, I will say, because I'm kind of piling on her. Rose is not a bad person.
No,
she's not a hateful person. She just put her foot in her fucking mouth.
Right. Like I said, I think in 24 hours we're gonna see a clarification. I'm sorry, I didn't. Whatever.
Right.
And it's not like Weili's coming over here to take over America.
Maybe.
Not yet.
She's planting the seeds for.
She's
planting the seeds for Yao.
What it does, though, I think, is put Weili in a weird position because obviously now people are going to be like, "What do you think of Rose's
I fight for. She's a double out. I fight for China. Like what? Honestly, what can she say? Because she got to go back home there.
She does, right?
She's got to go back home. You can't say too much over there.
Obviously, I think Weili would say something along the lines of "I love my country" and all those you would expect her to say. But I think it also puts her in a weird position now because she's got to defend it or say it doesn't bother her.
But you have to also, Rose has to also think, you don't like communism, you don't think it's right, but when has it ever worked out fully where we go and we overthrow a dictator? Half the country gets destabilized because there's half the people that prefer that type of leadership. So you can't always identify everybody underneath one government.
It's just so weird that this is the point, the thing that she decided that I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go on a limb right now and say this right now.
I wonder if it's just like a shitty attempt
whatever your opinions on communism, the Cold War's over. There's communist countries and not communist countries. We have our way, they have their way. That's kind of where we are nowadays.
Right. And the world turns.
Right. I mean, I don't know.
Is anything else Oh wait, I got this fight here. I forgot to pull up.
Oh, this is a good one.
That's a really fun one. That's a tough one to call.
That's a very technical fight.
Cyril Gahn versus
I want to see the odds on this.
Volkov in June.
I would think Volkov would be the favorite, but
I think I'm gonna bet the underdog in this fight
No matter who it is.
because I think
It's a
they're
close
about
fight.
even.
It's a close
I
fight.
think they're about even. Volkov probably has a little bit of reach advantage, whereas Gahn probably has a little bit more grappling advantage. If they were to go at it, it's bigger, stronger. Not bigger, but stronger for sure, thicker.
Yeah.
But Volkov ended Reem.
Yeah.
And Reem was looking good before then. Reem was coming on strong, had a nice win streak. You know, if he didn't have that bad 5 seconds against Biggie Boy, he'd have like a 5-6 fight win streak going for him. So like Volkov's looking good. His only bad fight was actually a one bad second where the Black Beast caught his ass and put him to bed.
I think I like Volkov in this fight, but like you said, whoever the underdog is.
This is gonna be a really, really good fight. This will be a kickboxing like.
I mean, since he's got that new badass tattoo, man, he's fucking whooping ass.
I mean, they're both great strikers. They're both high level strikers. And they're both good movement. They're not your traditional heavyweight bruisers. You know, they are. This is going to be some nice.
No, they're
stand-up.
technical.
They're both very technical. So this is going to be a fun fight to watch.
Let's talk about that. Volkanovski and Ortega, Ultimate Fighter coaches. Ugh, kind of stale.
Yeah, I thought we want personalities.
Pulled the turkey out of the oven a little too soon.
Like why didn't they just go Dustin Connor?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many other things you could have done for this.
I don't know. Is Connor giving up his time to coach a tough season?
I mean, he's done it once before. He did great. It's fucking awesome with Faber. So entertaining.
There's so many more options they could have done for that.
Also, like, can Dana pay Connor enough to be a tough coach now? You know, like, yeah, Connor, I want you to be a coach. Okay, give me fucking $40 million and I'll do it.
Well, now I kind of want to see Rose versus Whaley as coaches.
Oh, that'd be fucking great.
We might start the second Cold War.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that would be good.
But I mean, both these guys are good fighters, seem like good dudes, but they're not guys I really want to watch day to day. I wouldn't want to watch a reality show with either one of them, you know?
Yeah,
Although
I mean, there's a
T-City
lot
did
of
slap a
things that-
rapper. With Korean Zombie, he did slap that guy.
I mean, there's a lot of things that make the tough
What?
seasons watchable, though.
Are they going to do a certain weight class for it? Or anything? Do they have any details on that?
I don't know.
It doesn't say here. Just says season 29.
They should have Mike Perry as a coach.
Dude, that would be great. I'd fucking watch him.
Him and Lattori. Lattori just fucking giving stuff. You're doing great. You're doing good.
Yeah.
I used to be a beast. What do you say?
Hey, I used to be great. I don't know what happened anymore.
Yeah.
Stretch, but
Shout out to Hot Boxing this week. There was a good episode
With Tyson Ngannou and what's his name? And Shaw.
Well, so that one was good, but also Tommy Hearns and
I didn't see that one.
Shane Mosley and Sugar Ray Leonard. They were all on there, and Sugar Ray Leonard and Hearns going back and forth about their fights.
Wow.
So that was a good episode. If you guys want to hear, if you're into boxing, it was pretty good.
Speaking of boxing, it's a big fight this weekend.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to it.
How they got the odds out? Can we bet on it yet?
Yeah, it's been out. I've bet on Askren.
That fight coming up.
I'm going to.
Yeah, I think I'm going to bet the farm on Askren.
I bet Askren heads up, and I think Askren knocks him on the 7th.
Yeah, I think it's going to go into those later rounds.
Because you get it. What'd you get him at?
Let me check right now.
He's minus.
Minus 110. I think.
I had him at plus. I got him at plus money for sure.
Yeah, I think he's minus 110 right
How
now.
do people think that Jake Paul's going to beat him? Like, I know. Granted, he's not.
What do you? Is this on DK?
Yeah, he's not. Look at boxing.
Ben Askren's minus 103. So I mean, he's almost even money.
So I had him at plus 150. I bet him at plus,
Damn, that's
plus
a pretty good day.
He's minus 103 right now.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah, Jake Paul's minus
like
130.
Like this guy fought Robbie Lawler. He's fought like killers, assassins in that cage. Yeah, he's not the best striker, but he's gonna know how to avoid a punch, right? He knows not to get fucking caught. He's gonna at least survive it. And what's Jake Paul gonna look like in 3-4 rounds?
Ben Askren by KO, TK, or DK.
I'm gonna put that
plus 300.
I'm gonna bet that too. Luckily, like props don't move that much. But like I don't anyone that thinks that Jake Paul's gonna win this fight, they buy all the hype.
I just laid some money down.
And that damn
I just put $80 on it.
yeah that
I put 20. that confident.
that damn press conference confirmed it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
like
was
Jake Paul
He
lost
slapped
his
him?
shit. He slapped his booty.
Yeah.
This guy muffed you. You slap his booty. Like he wore the big shoes.
Good game, bro.
He wore the big jacket to make himself look bigger. He's peacocking up there, and he's like, "This is the fight game." Like, you're talking to a world champion.
Yeah.
Who's fought assassins.
Right.
You're not. I mean, he's gonna beat the show. That kid.
All right, guys. I think that's about it.
Yeah, we'll be back here next weekend with the recap and then the big fight, the 24th.
Yeah,
That's
the
a triple header.
People are back.
If we're not at
People-
war by then.
Yeah. If Rose has not started war, we'll be back on there. But yeah, be sure to subscribe, follow us on Instagram.
We need
Twitter,
those iTunes ratings.
Give us that 5-star review.
And I also been in the last few episodes just live streaming as we record it. If you're want to be an early listener on whatever that app is, Clubhouse. So
Okay.
just search for Jody
So
Miller.
exclusive, we're not even
Jody
invited to
Miller.
Yeah, man. Also, next pay-per-view coming up, we'll be doing our Twitch streams again.
Yes.
Again,
Oh,
more.
yeah, for sure.
If anybody wants to do more Twitch, I'm down to hop on there and play more video games anytime you want. Want to see me do my career mode in UFC 4?
Maybe
or
we
any
should
other
do
game?
some betting odds, me and you.
Yeah,
we start making some
we'll
money.
go through
out of
all over
this.
that stuff for sure. I'll throw a couple fights. I don't care.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week.
All right, see ya.
Later.
Peace.